So we open up with a welterweight fight between Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Nicolas Dalby. This is a pretty interesting fight. Nicolas Dalby, this is his second run in the UFC right now. Rinat Fakhretdinov kind of plagued by inactivity for whatever reason. I know he did have one opponent pull out, so it was kind of his opponent's fault. As for the rest of the fights, not really sure what's going on since he's been in the UFC. Like, for example, his Michael Morales fight in 2022, that was because Morales pulled out, fought Kevin Lee. If you watch that fight, he absolutely dismantled Kevin Lee, like in the very first round. Wasn't even competitive, unfortunately. I'm a Kevin Lee fan, so that was sad to see. Fought Zaleski dos Santos November last year, majority draw. Now he's scheduled to face Dalby. So very inactive career, even though he's been in the UFC for 2 years now, since at least June 4th of 2022. Only managed to have 4 fights here. So very unfortunate timing for him in his career. I mean, he's not exactly old. He's only 32, and he doesn't exactly have a lot of miles, and he only has one loss and one draw, but still disappointing to see a guy not really be as active in the prime of his career as he could be. So that's unfortunate. Do you like how he has the unanimous decision win over Brian Battle? Brian Battle is pretty well liked on this show, and pretty good fighter. So pretty impressive. So Nicolas Dalby, yeah, I said this is his second UFC run. He basically came in, made his debut in 2015 was his first run in the UFC. Won his debut, split decision, majority draw with Darren Till. Before everybody kind of knew what Darren Till was, it was very impressive to take Darren Till to a majority draw like he did. Then after that, he went on a 2-fight skid, got cut, went to Cage Warriors, went on a tear in Cage Warriors, came back to the UFC in 2019, won his second UFC debut against Alex Oliveira, beat Daniel Rodriguez, lost to Tim Means, and now he's on a 4-fight win streak with wins over Gabriel Bonfim and Muslim Salikov, two guys that I'm pretty personally high on. Nice to see him get the win over them, especially with the round 2 finish over Gabriel Bonfim. So this fight's kind of tricky because even though Fakhretdinov is getting the Dagestani push and he's a master of combat sambo and all that good shit that we all know about Dagestanis because it's such a well-known fighting style and so prominent in the UFC right now with multiple practitioners, I'm not going to waste time going into that. You already know what that looks like. You know what that feels like. You know what that fucking smells like. So I'm just going to cut to the chase and focus more on Dalby. Dalby's kind of a point fighter, unfortunately. There's nothing about his striking that just screams finishes. I mean, he only actually has one finish in his entire UFC run, and that was surprisingly against Gabriel Bonfim. Everything else is a split or unanimous decision. So it's not like Dalby is out here, taking heads off or body shotting guys till they shit themselves, nothing like that. Unfortunately, he just has a very safe, very conservative style, which is great for shit like going on a 4-fight win streak. But I'm not about to sit here in my fucking comfy office chair and try to pretend to you like it's exciting to watch. It is great for fighting, and that is awesome, and that's fucking fine and dandy. But there is a difference between styles that are great for fighting and exciting, and crossover between them is very crucial to have. And when you do have it, it's very rare, so you fucking glaze it more so than any other style. So, all this to say, current betting odds, courtesy of DraftKings at this moment in time, have Fakhretdinov at a pretty heavy minus 355. Dalby's at a plus 280. Now, because of the sheer mediocrity of this fight, that's what makes it a little befuddling to me why those odds are such a huge disparity, because I really think Fakhretdinov is just getting the Russian Dagestani Sambo boost here, and that's pretty much what it boils down to for me, because beating Kevin Lee, like I said, unfortunately, Kevin Lee was a shell of himself when they fought each other, coming off multiple ACL tears that just never properly healed, multiple surgeries. Zaleski dos Santos going to a majority draw last November with him is very concerning. I try not to do the MMA math. I talk about that shit all the time, but these are just the tangibles that I'm looking at here. And I guess to play it safe, I don't feel comfortable enough in Dalby to really pick him. But it's just like, gosh damn, why is he such a fucking underdog? It's just I can't control that side of me that just wants to take advantage of that. But I guess I'm just going to play it safe, and I'm going to say Fakhretdinov money line. If you just really can't tolerate that and you just really feel in your plums that Nicolas Dalby is going to be that guy at plus 280, I think that just taking the money line would be great, but also considering his career and watch, this would be the one fucking time where I look stupid. I'd be interested to see what the props on Dalby by decision would be, seeing as how he's only finished one fight in the UFC in both iterations of his run. If you're just dead set on Dalby, but me personally, my official analysis is Fakhretdinov money line. I think at least since he's 32 compared to Dalby's 39, that's not a huge age difference, but it's also the difference between, you getting gassed a little bit easier, you having some more miles, some more wear and tear, shit like that. I think Fakhretdinov would get it done. I honestly don't think it'd be exciting. Maybe he could get a sub off Dalby because I've already talked about Dalby's point fighting striking. His grappling is also very much just like control time, just wet blanket type shit. So if he gets kind of careless and just kind of wants to hang on to Fakhretdinov and just kind of try to chill in top position and shit, I could see potentially Fakhretdinov maybe getting a sub on him if he gets a little bit too lazy type thing. But other than that, I kind of think this is going to go to decision, and honestly probably won't be that exciting of a fight. What do you got, Ben?
I'm worried that you're going to be right, Bobby. I really am. I don't have a lot else to add. That's a great breakdown. I'll just add in that right now, Fakhretdinov, 90% of the money, 90% of the bets, 66% of the money. We're seeing quite a bit of sharp money come in on Dalby. I just don't think I can get there with him. I just really don't. Fakhretdinov, dude, he's got the good KO power. I really like his takedowns against the cage, and I think that is probably going to be. I don't think Dalby spends much time on top at all in this fight. I can see. I really want to take a KO or a sub. Like I really want to do the double method because I feel like Fakhretdinov. I feel like he could get there with those takedowns because when I was watching tape, Dalby really he could be taken down. That did look like one of the aspects of his game that he struggled with. And he's just such a powerful guy. When he decides to go in and try to get that takedown, he's gonna go get it. But I could see this being a decision too. At minus 355, I feel like I have to do something to take that edge off. Oh man. This is gonna be a decision, isn't it?
I firmly believe that it's going to be a decision. I could be fucking wrong, but historically speaking, like I said, Dalby has finished one person in both UFC runs. That was Gabriel Bonfim. That was his last fight. Fakhretdinov has only finished Kevin Lee, and that's been it. And don't be fooled by the guillotine choke win over Kevin Lee. I watched that live. He rocked the ever loving dog shit out of Kevin Lee with like the first punch he threw, which I believe was just a jab. Kevin Lee got sat on his ass up against the fence, shot a takedown to try to recover, and then got caught in the guillotine as he shot the takedown to try to recover from getting knocked on his ass by the jab. And that's his only UFC finish. And that's why it was a guillotine, because it was about to be a KO TKO until Kevin Lee shot the takedown.
I think I'll go the Rinat KO decision double method.